Hi guys, just grabbing some rollers for a little bit of melt. Figure what better time to melt than when we're in a semi-self-quarantine. So I want you to stand at home, just find a spot. I'll move back here so you can see my whole body. But just find a spot and come up on, rise up onto your toes and see if you can balance that. Do the same thing, close your eyes, just doing some measurements here. Come up onto your toes and see how balanced or how unbalanced you are. That way we can measure it to the end of the class. And let's do a flexibility test. Bring it down and see, are your palms flat, your knuckles, are you an inch off the floor? And let's just take a measurement and see if we can feel a difference once we're done. From there, bend your knees. We're gonna back the car, take it and back it and see if you're stiff at all in your thoracic spine or lower back, and back the car the other way. So I just filmed a mat class. I know the audio is a bit messed up at the end. I'm not sure how far into the end, but hopefully we'll keep full audio for our melt class. So what I want you to do is lay down on the mat. Palms are facing up in a capital A position. And I want you to just close your eyes and take an inward journey. I want you to feel that your head is a mass, your neck is a space, your shoulders are a mass. Your rib cage is a mass. Lower back is a space, glutes are a mass, and the backs of your legs ultimately should be a mass. And just feel how this wave continues out throughout your body. And just get in touch with it, bringing you into your body. Good. Now as your head is here, I want you to turn it all the way to the left and check your flexibility. Do you feel like your right shoulder's following you? And then take it all the way over to the other side. And just feel and see if that shoulder feels open or if it's following you. These are just measurements so that we can test the end. Bring it to center and you're gonna run down your arms and I want you to feel your hands. And are all your knuckles on the floor? Or do you feel like your thumbs are curled up towards the ceiling? And just take note of that. Your rib cage, does it feel like it's down the mat or arched up off the mat? The small of your back, you can take your fingertip, point into it. See if it feels small or is it large, like a big suspended bridge going up towards your ribs. Feel your glutes, they should be equally weighted, and ultimately your tailbone should be up and off the mat. And the backs of the legs should be down and on the mat. Feel in your calves, that they're equally weighted. And take a peek at your feet and see if they're 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. My feet tend to go more out to the side, which actually shows stuck stress in the pelvis too. So remember there's 3 places in your body that stuck stress loves to live. It's your shoulder girdle, your diaphragm, and your pelvis. So we're just gonna kind of open up the spot and see if we can make some changes in your body. So you're gonna take your knees, take them over to the left, and let's take the small roller, line it up to your tailbone, scooch up onto it, and we're gonna roll down. Now from here, we're gonna take the arms out to a capital A, and let's just rock side to side, gentle rocking. So your nose, your ribs, and your hips move at the same time. Good. And let's go into some breathing. So in breathing, I want you to take both your hands, one on the chest, one on the tummy. And these hands are gonna rise up at the same time. So inhale, rise the hands at the same time as you push your back down into the roller. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Take your hands, wrap them around your rib cage, and I want you to breathe out into your hands. So breathing out to the sides, inhale. And exhale. Just want to let you guys know I miss seeing you in the studio, and I love you. I'm praying for everybody. I think there's nothing better than doing a melt class or a mat class, just to take a break from it all out there and just to get centered and grounded. You're going to be pushing to the crown of your head and down to your pelvic floor. So inhale and just expand. And exhale. And again, expand. And exhale. And one more time, inhale, expand. And exhale. Putting all of those breaths together, the 3D breath. Right now you're like a deflated beach ball. And I want you to go breathe front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Here we go, breathe in all directions. Filling your beach ball with air. Breathing in all that is good. Exhaling all that does not serve you. And again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time, inhale, all different directions. And exhale. Good. You're going to take the heels of your hands and place them on your hips. The fingertips go down towards the pivot bone. And I want you to lengthen, inhale, and lengthen your lower back. And then exhale, let your tailbone be heavy. And again, inhale, lengthen to the lower back. Exhale, let tailbone be heavy. And again, lengthen. And let the tailbone be heavy. And again, lengthen. And let the tailbone be heavy. Take it a measurement. We're going to go toes apart, heels together. So this is kind of funny on video because you guys can see how much I messed up on this next one. We're going to take our heels apart so that we're in parallel. We're going to bring our hands out to the side and go into a spider push-up. And what I want you to do is do an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to make the sound ha. And lift your left foot up just 1/4 of an inch. Or if you were to drop your toes, you'd still touch the mat. Inhale, bring it down. And now make the sound shh, and lift the right foot up. Inhale, bring it down. Let's take the hands across the body, and this is where you can laugh with me and at me. Inhale here. You pick sh, ha, or s, and lift that left foot up on the exhale. Inhale, bring it down. You can see me fighting for it. And exhale, lift the opposite foot up. Can't lift it up at all. And release it down. Reach both hands up like you're holding a yoga block. And I want you to hold that yoga block halfway between your ribs and your hips. Push that yoga block away. And then drape it down. So now a scapula is draping over the roller. And reach again. Inhale. And drape. And reach, inhale, and drape, and reach, and drape. Now you have lasers shooting through your fingertips. Feel that. Feel the tensional pull already through the fingers. And as you take the right hand up to cheekbone height, bring the left hand down just to hip height. And really reach those fingertips. Don't let your rib cage get wonky. Hold everything together and reach. Now as you slowly move, each level you're going to feel your fascia kind of pulling like cellophane through your fingertips, the back of your hands, through your wrist. And I also get a little bit of shoulders here. Switching the arms. Bring it back up to center. Hold that yoga block, and I want it to be halfway between your ribs and your hips. That yoga block is now turned into banana taffy, saltwater taffy, and I want you to start pulling it slowly out. And again, be aware and feel the fascia in your fingertips to the back of your wrist. And I want you to pull that taffy until you are holding a large beach ball 1 inch off your rib cage. From there, one hand's going to go in and one hand's going to go out and switch. Keeping that tensional pull. And moving. Stephanie, you can make as much noise as you want. So you guys at home, Stephanie's here. We sprayed each other down with thieves oil. We're all good. Close the fist and do the same thing. Naomi and Buddha are also here. Palms face down, one goes up. Really reach and switch. I like to go both hands facing down and push away, like you're shooting lasers from the back of your palms. And let's do it Spider-Man and push. Good, and release it down. From there, we're going to do neck turn. I want you to reach your hands and imagine I'm stepping on your left hand. So my weight is there. You're going to smear your fingertips to look back behind you. You're going to take the nose and look to the right. Just do it slowly so you can feel like, so I feel it underneath my wrist. Sniff the air slightly. Let your rib cage rock to the right. And let your left elbow kind of reach down towards the floor. Bring it up, back to center. Take it the opposite way. Reach the hand, imagine I'm standing on your right hand. Reach your fingertips back and take your nose to the left. Slightly sniff the air. Allow your rib cage to slightly fall to the left. No big movements. And drop your right elbow down and stretch. Bring it straight back up. And you're going to straighten your left leg and fall to the left. Take that roller out and place it above short ways. And you're going to reach, make sure your heels are on something that will slide if you can. If you're at home on carpet, you just have to kind of play with it. And Karina busted me for this, and it's also kind of fun to do. But when you go out, you can lift the legs and pull the flesh the other way and pull it in and out. Is there still mic on it? Okay. So out and in. Are my legs in it? Thank you. So kind of pulling those legs around. Pull the tissue one way and then the other way. And then take that roller and go another inch, inch and a half down. Knees go out and then pull back in. And then take it and go down a little bit lower, but never right behind the joint. So a little bit above the joint, knees go out and pull it in. Nothing like loving on our bodies. I don't want to say in times of fear or times of stress, but just really taking time to nurture our bodies to a time of change, as this is a big change happening. And then take it and go into the beefcake part of your calves. And I actually, because I have big feet, like to go to the smaller roller, or I'm sorry, the chubby short one. And I'm gonna go right underneath my right beefcake part of my calf, and I'm going to cross my legs. I'm going to look down and make sure that heel is lined up with my pubic bone or my tailbone. I'm just going to bend in and press out. So right now I'm just kind of searching, like I'm tiptoeing through a grassy field and looking for leftover Easter eggs. So as you're bending in and out, it's like a marionette string on your knee. You're just going to kind of bend and roll around. If you have any foot issues, this is so important to do your calves every day. It's what changed my right foot. Now just hold the roller still. We're going to shear, so we're just going to rock in and out. Remember, if you got a big old knot or an Easter egg there, just roll gently up to it and roll away from it so you're pulling the fluid through it. You're not just getting in there and pounding on it. So just gentle on your body. Take that roller and go down. It's like where the calf comes into the Achilles tendon or whatever area is calling to you. Bend the knee in and out and make small circles. Check your lower back that you're not freaking it out. You can reverse your circle. And just hold it and rock in and out. Good. Now we're going to take it over to the other calf. Make sure that heel is directly down from the tailbone. Cross over, check your back that it's happy, and just slight bend and out. If this weight of the top leg's too much, just place it on the floor. But I don't want you guys to like try to get pressure on it. So just relax the lower back and let the weight of the leg do the work. It doesn't have to be deep, it doesn't have to be painful. Little circles with that knee, and then reverse it. I'm going to take it and roll down to right where the calf comes into the Achilles tendon, and again just bend in and out. It feels so good. It's been a couple days since I melted. I can feel it. Definitely can tell when I'm sleeping or when I'm not sleeping. Hold it still and just rock it in and out. From there, just pause and let's take a nice beach ball breath. We're just breathing in all different directions. And exhale. We're going to take that roller and we're going to hold it straight out. So you're going to hold it with your left hand. We're on your right hip. Bring that knee straight out. Let's do inner thighs. And then from there, I want you to push the top of the roller slightly away. And we're going to keep our core on. And I don't want just the hips to move, I want the ribs and the shoulder to move too. So I start to straighten that leg. I'm just reaching and pulling back. And then from there, you're just going to bend your knee into a 90-degree angle and do a windshield wiper. Again, if you get to some kathunks, just kind of sneak up to them, but don't go through them. You don't want to kind of beat that thing up in the face, get in there and punch that fascia in the face. You want to just tiptoe up to it and pull fluid through it. We're going to bring that down, and we're just going to straighten and bend. And then just little mosquito etch here. And then we'll switch it over to the other side. So knee goes straight out. I'm on my left hip. Sorry, I know the microphone's getting mushy here. Hold on. Hopefully that's a little bit better. And we'll straighten that leg, push the top of the roller away, and just press into it and pull back. The more you just relax the foot, the body into it, the more you can get that fascia to move around. Then from there, let's bend the knee at a 90-degree angle, lift up and down. And reach it down and just straighten and bend. Nice, keeping it bent. Little mosquito bite, give it a little scrubbing. You feel that tissue being pulled around. And just pause, and let's take a nice beach ball breath, taking us out of our primitive brain. Push yourself up. Let's rinse the legs. So I'm going to scoot over where it's easier onto the tile. And I'm going to start with my right calf. And I'm going to turn my knee in. I'm going to push down and pull back. And press down and pull back. And bring it up higher above the knee. Press down, open, pulling that tissue around. It should feel just lovely. Switch to the left. So right above the ankle, tilt the knee in, press down and pull back. Then right above the knee, and press down. And back onto the mat. So with our tush down on the mat, let's log roll down and bring that roller up underneath the hips. The easiest way to find that spot is if you take and you find where this pops out right here, this little bony part of your hip, and it dips down. That's right where you want the roller. If you kind of feel it, trace it down, and make sure kind of like halfway on the roller. Bring the legs up, the rib cage is nice and tight, your core is on, and let's just take the knees and just take them just slightly side to side. Bring them over to the left side so that your right knee is lined up with your left nostril, and make small circles. Keeping the rib cage pretty still, don't get all big with your circles, just keep it small. Then hold there and take a walk, a little march here. Rib cage is still, differentiating. Bring the knees together and take it over to the other side. From here, small circles, don't go too big. Check that left knee that's lined up with your right nostril. And make circles. And then small marches. Just keep your breath steady, your core is on. Bring your knees together, a nice big beach ball breath. And bring it back to center. Bring both feet down to the mat. Drop your tailbone heavy, but don't let your rib cage pop. Just think about your tailbone being pulled and heavy. And let's bring in your right knee. Now from there, I'm going to tuck my tail. So we're going into a tuck, like you're going into a cannonball splash. And I want you to keep this here, keep this hips equal, and push out to your left knee. Shooting lasers to your left knee, tuck the tail. And this should just feel completely yummy. Switching legs, tailbone is heavy. And then I like to tuck the tail, so feel it kind of give it out of it and then come back into it. Tuck that knee in. Make sure that right knee is inside the hip and not hanging out to the side at all. But bring it in so all 4 points of that right foot are down the mat, tuck the tail, and just shoot lasers to your right knee. We're going to go right into drawbridge. So you're going to bend the right knee in, point it to the ceiling, tuck the tail, drop that leg down until you're hanging out into your fascia suit. So you'll feel that suit. And also feel it in the hip flexors, just kind of opening up, a pulling of that fascia that maybe was stuck in the dryer and shrinked up, and just pulling it. So tucking tail. My leg was kind of flare out because of the way my hips are built. Technically your knee should be more to the ceiling, but mine just doesn't go there. Reaching the right arm up, I want that arm to be right at cheekbone height. Shoot lasers through the fingertips and through the legs and really tuck the tail. Lift the head up and lay your left ear down on the mat and just stretch. Tucking tail. So I was saying it in my mat class, and I'll say it for you guys here too at Melt, is I'm going to try to take the comments off. There was actually I would take the comments and put them on, so you can actually leave comments here. Tell me, oh, I want shins, or I want chest, or give me some ideas of what you'd like to see. And how you guys are doing out there so you guys can all see each other. Bring the knees in, tuck the tail, get a good stretch, cannonball stretch. And we're gonna point the left foot and bring it down, tuck the tail, and reach the right arm right at cheekbone height, and reach it up, tucking tail. We're gonna lift the head up and place the right ear down. Get this nice draw bridge, tuck tail. And a great stretch. Oh, feels lovely. Bring both knees in, and let's do the tuck and tilt challenge. Hands go here. I want your knees to stay still. You're gonna tuck the tail and then tilt it away, but don't let your rib cage get all crazy. Putting pressure on those hands, tuck the tail. And do it slowly and see where there are spots that your fascia gets kind of hung up. Tilt and tuck and tilt and tuck. Good. Getting a great stretch here. Now we're going to keep it as a tilt. That means the tailbone is heavy. Have a bowling ball tied to your tailbone. So with that bowling ball there, we're going to drive a sports car. So your hands are on the gas pedals here. And I want you to take your car with the pressure of your knees onto your hands to about 90 miles per hour. Keeping that tailbone tilted away, so tailbone is heavy. Now let's take it down to about 30 miles per hour. And then take it back up to about 90. Lots of pressure, 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 pressure. Take it down. And again, and press. Good, and again, press. 90 miles per hour. Tailbone is now still. The pressure changes. 30 miles per hour. And 100 again. Good. Bring both feet to the floor. This is my favorite next to neck pull. And from here, we're going to reach the leg out. The tailbone stays heavy, and we're going to sneak it up. And we're sneaking it up until we're not feeling a hamstring stretch, but we just want to feel that fascia. And once you feel your fascia, hold there, make the tailbone heavy. Turn the whole leg out and cross the midline, and just stretch. You pull those toes back even further and release. Foot comes down. I like to reach the quads where the quads are, foot out where the quads are equal. Flex the foot, slowly sneak up onto the fascia, making the tailbone heavy. Don't let the rib cage flare. And just get a great stretch. It's not really a stretch, it's tensional pull. So think of it more as like your tailbone shooting lasers down through the floor and your heel is shooting lasers out through the ceiling. Come up a little deeper, tailbone's heavier. Turn the leg out and cross over the midline, just pushing to that heel and stretch. Good. And release out of it. We're going to take the roller out. We're going to bring our spine down. And then what I want you to do is log roll over to the side, push yourself up, and let's sit up onto the roller. I'm going to bring my hands forward. I'm going to roll out my sit bones. And then take the hands behind you and roll out the sacrum. Nice stretch. Movement in that sacrum. Feel that fascia just moving around. Let's tilt the knees to the left. Get slowly down into that piriformis, but definitely don't get pinchy into the piriformis. Just moving that fascia around, bringing moisture into that area. And then over to the other side. So we're trying to get out and walk every day. Get Naomi out and Buddha out to walk, just to breathe. Right now we got that colder weather, but when we had the warmer weather, I was just craving to take my shoes off and just do some earthing. So just to walk barefoot. Really connect down into the earth, be grounded. So right now it's a little hard to do because there's snow on the ground. But Tuesday is supposed to be beautiful. Good, and relax it. And bring it down. I'm going to bring the roller up and right behind my scapula tips. So here, if I were to reach and punch the air a couple times, I can feel that my scapula is just on my side or my heel side of the roller. So reach around, feel your tips of Africa. Go hands behind the head and pull the rib cage down deep. So the rib cage is down like I'm stepping on it. And the elbows are out to the side. Don't let that move, and just open your sternum up. Only go as far as that rib cage is still. So don't let the rib cage move, and open it back up. You want to do some melt? Come join us. I'm talking to Stephanie over here in case she's off the camera. Keeping the rib cage in, I'm going to take it over to the side, and I want you to breathe into your right rib cage. Push some air in, kind of breaking through any adhesions you might have. And again, breathe. And exhale. Let's take it over to the other side. Take it over and breathe into your left rib cage. And again, breathe into the left. Bring it back to center. Bring your elbows up as if you were holding a yoga block. Let your neck relax into your hands. So completely relax the neck. Tuck your tail, keep the rib cage in. We're going to lift up a 1/2 inch, and we're going to roll the upper part of our spine. Did I mention I love you guys? I miss you at home. It's not quite the same without everybody here. And drop your hips, keep your elbows there, keep your neck relaxed, and do a bottle safety child cap, and just side to side. Good, bring your feet in 2.5 inches closer to you. Hold your yoga block, tuck your tail, and lift up 1/2 inch, keeping that C curve. So you're really rolling on this side of the roller. And the more that you bring the elbows towards each other, like holding that yoga block, it presents that spine to the roller. Tuck your tail, drop your hips, child safety cap, side to side. Bring your feet closer in, and we're going to roll the lower part of our thoracic spine. So tucking tail, let's roll the lower part. So it's kind of like from the bro or bra strap down. And not quite onto your floating ribs though, so you don't want to be on your kidneys. How's that feel, Stephanie? Good. Ah. Drop the hips and child safety cap. So you're going to walk the feet back away where the scapulas are just on my side, or my heel side of the roller. And I'm going to take my elbows and point them at a 45-degree angle to the left. So I'm looking left, my elbows are there, and I'm going to lift, and I'm just going to roll the inside of that left scapula. Then tuck the tail and open and close the left elbow. You can take that arm and reach it and do a figure 8. And you're kind of just, again, tiptoeing through a field of fascia, looking for any leftover Easter eggs or Cadbury eggs. And bring it back in. Let's go over to the other side. From here, rolling the inside of the scapula tip. Just roll in and out. I've got to come back down onto my mat. Drop the hips, open and close the elbow. Just look for a tender spot if there is. Just bringing fluid into that area. And now bring the arm down and up. Bring the hand back up behind the head and bring it back to center. We're going to rinse, so you want to be near kind of the downside of your mat so that we don't roll off the mat. And I like to start with the roller kind of up towards my neck, but not on my neck. I'm going to hold that yoga block with my elbows, and I'm going to rinse the fluid like I'm steamrolling it down. Drop the hips, pause. That just allows that fluid to keep stirring in the bathtub. And we're just going to do a nice quick reset. Elbows towards your quads. Drop the hips low so you're rolling on this side or your heel side of your roller. Drop your hips, allow that fluid to keep moving. And reset. And then elbows looking towards your quads. Steamroll that fluid down. Drop your hips, allow that fluid to keep moving. And reset. And elbows to quads. Steamroll, drop, and reset. Now we're going to start right where we started in the beginning. We're going to pull our rib cage in. The roller is just right above the scapula tips. If you reach around, you can feel your tips of Africa. Hands go behind the head. Open the elbows out. Keep the rib cage down as if I was standing on the ribs. And just open up your sternum without letting your rib cage pop. So letting your rib cage pop would look like this. Keep the rib cage down. And each time you do this, you'll find that you're getting more and more flexible, open-hearted. Good. And let's go side. Breathe into the left side, see if you have a little bit more flexibility there. And over to the other side. And then bring it back to center. I'm going to reach my right arm up above my head. I'm going to roll onto my armpit. And then from there, I'm just going to mouse house up and then back down. Now, as you do this, you can do small circles too with it and kind of swirl that tissue around. We all tend to hold stress in different spots in our body. So you might find a spot and give it a little extra nurturing. And now let's just hold it and just rock forward and back. Oh my God, Stephanie, is that just a perfect thing? So awesome. Hope you guys at home are enjoying this as much as we are. I've been needing this. Good. You're going to take that roller and bring it down underneath the rib cage. If you are little, I want you to use a smaller roller. I'm pretty tall, 5'9". Stephanie's tall too, and so we can do this underneath our rib cage. We're going to reach our top leg long. I'm going to slightly tuck my tail, reach my right arm down. I'm going to bend and grab my top elbow. I'm going to give myself a little traction as I do. I'm going to slide the foot back 9 inches and really tuck my tail. So it's pushing my rib cage up towards the ceiling and tucking my tail and really opening up the PSIS. So on my exhales, I like to push a little harder. Inhale, release, and exhale, press a little harder. Good, and release. Let's bring it back up, but this time we're going to be right on the side of the deltoid. So my elbow's in towards my belly button, and I'm on my deltoid. My hand's going to let my ear just rest on it. And I'm going to curl in, mouse house, and open up. Buddha. So Buddha's here melting with us. Naomi is too. Come here, baby. You can kind of swirl this too. Good boy. Yes. You say hi to everybody at home. Look at the camera. Say hi. Good, and just release. Let's take it to the armpit to the other side. So I actually like to sit up from here and take it just straight over. And I'm on my armpit. I'm just gonna mouse house my waist and then release and mouse house. Good, let's rock forward and back. Hi, Naomi. Naomi misses everybody too. And then let's pause for a moment, take a beach ball breath, all different directions. Melting with Frenchies. And then bring that roller down to the rib cage. You're gonna reach your bottom arm straight. Hi, baby. Hi. Yes. Okay, go lay down. Go lay down. Reach your top leg straight. The bottom leg is bent. Reach your top arm up, bend, tuck tail. Now on the inhale, back off of it a little bit. And I like to slide that leg back about 9 inches and tuck tail. And again, reach. Release. And again, reach, tuck tail. And release. And one more, tuck tail, reach. And release. We're gonna bend our elbow in, like it's looking at our belly button. And we're gonna lay our deltoid on the roller. And then the left hand will be underneath the ear. Let's mouse house. And as we mouse house, let's do a little smurl to it too. He's gonna find a little nook with you. Good, and let's rock it in and out. Ooh, found a spot. And pause. Good. So we're gonna press up and grab our long, skinny roller. And let's go right behind our ears with it. So if you feel your ear canal, I want the roller right behind there. And let's just start by shaking our head just gently no. And then we take and do the backstroke with our ears. Like you're swimming backwards. Other people like to think about doing a figure 8 on the ceiling. Take the nose slightly over to the right, so 45-degree angle. Fingers kind of a half back and small circles. And pause. Take a beach ball breath. Take it over to the temple. So hips are stacked, it's right at the temple. I like to almost take my nose and sniff the ground. So the ground, my nose is more towards the ground. And make a swirling circle. Don't crank on it with your neck, just lightly swirling. Take that roller down to the jaw. And from there, we're going to open the jaw. Ah. You can also say, ya. We'll do 5 ya's. Ya. Ya. And again, ya. And last time, ya. Take it back up to the temple and smurl. Let's just pause here for a moment and take a beach ball breath. A half back position, so that means you're like right on the occipital behind the ear and small circles. And this is also the facelift. So you can do the facelift with the balls or you can do it with the roller just like this. Then go all the way onto your back. Let's add a little backstroke here just because it feels so good. Good, and pause. Take a half back position so you're on the occipital behind your ear, and small circles. Pause, letting the tissue adapt, and go over onto your temple so your hips are stacked, and just swirl. Pause, take a beach ball breath. Take it down to the jaw. I'd like the roller stick up behind me a bit. Get right in where that jaw opens and closes and give it 5 yaws. Yaw. Makes me yawn. Yaw. And again, yaw. 2 more, yaw. 1 more, yaw. Bring it back up to the temple. Small circles are swirling. Pause and wait. Take a beach ball breath. Open your right knee, half back position, so you're right behind the ear, in small circles. Pause and roll over onto your back. I'm going to add the backstroke here just because I love it so much. Backstroke with the ears. And then take that roller up 1.5 inches. Take that nose down. Stretch out the fascia on the back of your neck and skull. Then let the nose float. And again. Now you don't want to crank the chin down or shorten the front of the neck. Just think about lengthening the back of your neck. Let the nose float. And again. Let the nose float. One more time. And allow the nose to float. Take a beach ball breath here. And let's just push that roller out above your head. And let's start from the very beginning. We were testing our body. So we're going to reach our legs out and our arms go out in a capital A. And I want you to, you can kick them off. You okay? The hazards of doing melt with Frenchies to take over your mat. So I want you to feel the wave that goes throughout your body. So your head is a mass, your neck is a space. Shoulders mass, back of ribs mass. Small of your back, space, glutes mass. And just follow that wave and see if you're a little bit more in tune to where your body is in space. And take your head all the way over to the right and see if you have a little bit more flexibility. Yay! And take it all the way over to the other side. Bring it down to the center, our nose up to the center. And I want you just to feel your shoulder and see if they feel a little bit more blown open, like you just went through a car wash and you're getting blown open by the blowers. Reach all the way down those arms, and I want you to feel your knuckles. Are all your knuckles on? Do you still feel like your thumbs somewhat tilted up to the ceiling, or are you completely open? Feel the back of their ribs, and hopefully they're a little bit more down into the mat. And feel the small of your back, and I'm hoping it's a small Japanese foot bridge and not still a big Golden Gate Bridge. Feel your glutes are a little bit more equally weighted. Tailbones up off the mat, and feel the backs of the legs, and I'm hoping maybe they came down a little bit more towards the mat. Take a peek at your feet. You want 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah, mine are a little bit better. Good, and bring it back to center. From there, We're going to take our knees over to the left. We're going to come up into standing. And we're just going to come up onto our toes and feel balanced. And then bring it down, close your eyes, and come up and see if you feel a little bit more balanced from the beginning until now. Still fighting for it a little bit. And bring it down. Let's do the flexibility test. Bend your knees to your knot in your back, and just take it over. You feel that the back of your legs are looser, and just see if you're a little bit more flexible. Then bend the knees and come up. Back your car one way. And back your car the other way. And just to get us back online with our nervous system, roll your shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Shake everything out. Give it a jump. And we're done. Thank you. Thanks, Buddha. Aw, bye guys at home. We love you. Mwah.